What is up, YouTube? It is week 3. I'm currently on week 6 at the time of doing this voiceover. And I just wanted to kind of just talk about the training more on this video in particular. The other videos, I kind of yap about a little bit of everything. Why I'm transitioning to triple jump, where my mental is at, the decisions I'm making, why I'm doing it, blah, blah, blah. I kind of want to get into a couple of wins and a couple of big decisions I've decided to make that happened in this week in particular. Lots of progress in my bench. From week 1 to 2, we noticed that my bar path of the bench wasn't necessarily the most, optimal, even though I don't personally like that word. It wasn't the most optimal. I was kind of just going straight up in a less strength biased angle. There's actually like a bar path that you can take where you go straight down on your chest and then you kind of push up near your chin. I forget exactly what it's called, but it is called like a bench bar path. Many powerlifters do it, and it's a way to hit that extra weight. And the whole point of doing heavier weights and being able to push it concentrically is so I can slowly add heavier loads to do eccentrically. I just think it's smart to get stronger, you know what I mean? No matter what the lift is. But bench has been one of those things that, I just never really did. When I was powerlifting, when I first graduated high school, I could squat 415, I could deadlift 555, and guess how much I could bench? In a meet, legal meet, I could only bench 225. I hit 255, butt off bench. I might have hit 260 once, but I hated and despised bench. And so doing something even harder like incline and just grinding at it 1 to 2 times a week hard, 5x5, just what you would call, aka junk volume, which is highly underrated. I'm starting to realize it from my coach and his videos, and from me personally. As much as people can hate on junk volume, this isn't working, it's just fatiguing you at this point. Dude, there is something to be said about frequency and volume actually making you better at the skill, even when, you're not fresh and stronger yet. Week 1, 155 was the hardest triple, but then I'm doing that twice a week. I'm in week 6 now. Let me tell you what I can do now. I did 175 for a set of 5 on my top set, and my back down sets were only 10 pounds less. So I went from 155 being trouble in week 1 to 175 being a relatively not too difficult 5. Of course, I couldn't do that multiple sets, maybe 2 sets if I really pushed it. But that's what junk volume does. It builds the skill, right? People think that when you're more fresh and you can push higher outputs, you're going to push more weight. And that is true, but there's also the skill of something, because that can be said for a lot of things that we can objectively say aren't true. Think about it like this. If I get stronger from squatting and I get faster from running, but I don't ever triple jump, when I go triple jump, am I going to triple jump further? If I'm not triple jumping, I will not triple jump further. So, frequency and volume of just bounding, cycling, alternating bounds, triple jumping, 4-step, 6-step, 10-step, maybe even doing a little bit more volume than is what's optimal, brings you the skill acquisition, and it brings you reps that you really kind of just need to actually get your tendons and your body and your tissues more in sync with that type of movement. I don't know if that makes sense, but in my upper days, we've been doing lots of bench. We've been doing lots of other things like that. And the main things that I try to progress in my upper days that I think about is bench, rows, dips, and we do these cable things. But I'm mainly focused on the bench, rows, and the dips just because I've always kind of sucked at them. So it's really good getting better. Dude, this is another voiceover, but this is probably 3 or 4 weeks after I just made that voiceover. That's crazy. I literally just been lost track of time with work. But like I said, This is like week 3. I'm currently doing like week 8 or something. Yeah, dude, it's crazy watching this back. How much I've gotten better. Look how fucking slow I am, bro. One thing I will say about the rest of this week is we did not dunk, so there's no dunking involved. But we kind of made some really good progress when it came to triple. I finally kind of learned how to roll off of my first phase. I'm still kind of landing high, so there's a little bit of crashing. And then in the next week or two, I actually make some progress on my second phase, where I actually get some like pep in the step. On this day, I think it was 6 to 8 steps, and I ended up jumping 40. I think I said 43. If I really looked at it, it was probably 41. But that's because I got a new measuring tape that was actually accurate. Right here, we're doing some squats, and that's 255. I think top set will probably be around 275 or something like that. Your boy's gotten a lot stronger. I'm really excited to see these new weeks. I'm actually going to be dropping these videos like one after another, just because I'm tired of having them in my CapCut. I don't have enough storage on my phone. And like I said, this is going to be so low effort that I'm not even going to try to like talk about the science and the explanation. Like, I'm squatting because you squat. Leg strength, core strength, overall, CNS, because you're using your whole body. That's why you squat. You don't squat because it makes you jump higher. You don't squat because it makes you run faster. You squat because it gives you stronger legs, and when you got stronger legs, you can run more and jump more, and then you get better at running and jumping. It's not like I do this because it hits a specific angle when I hit the 33 degree where my butthole touches the ground. It's like, no, bro. You squat because you're supposed to squat. You hit something heavy because you're supposed to hit something heavy. Don't overthink all this bullshit, bro. Like, if you're overthinking it, you're already kind of messing up. Now, is there like optimal ways to do something? Yes. And if you really want to get optimal with it, get a coach. But at the same time, a coach is probably going to give you really basic stuff if you're relatively new, because everything's going to be novel. Everything's going to feel really good, and there's going to be lots of specific adaptations that comes from really general training if you're new to training. I'm not new to training. For me, it's more like, this is either keeping me, intact, this is getting me stronger, or, this is just some hard work to do so I can go back and keep running and jumping. It's not like I'm doing squats because I need more leg strength. I'm doing squats because you can never be too strong. There's just no such thing. We got into calf raises. Nothing too hard, nothing too crazy. On this day in particular, I think was the first time I used this machine, unless I used it last week. I was having such a hard time doing leg extended calf raises because I was using a Smith machine that wasn't in a straight up and down angle. And I just kind of have had left knee issues. And if you know, like when you do extended calves, you kind of feel some medial pain if you've ever had an issue like that. Then we got into some hammy chops. It's crazy. I was doing crazy lifts like this 4 weeks ago with no like hammy pulls or tears or anything like that. And recently I had like a little bit of a strain / pull last week, and I'm doing like just RDLs, good mornings, and sprinting, but my sprint volume has gone way up. My plyo volume has gone way up. Right now you're seeing me basically, I think, twice a week go out and then lift 2 or 3 times a week. Now it's literally complete 180. I jump and run, 3 times a week, and then I'm lifting twice a week. My body composition has changed, but my strength has actually gone up, probably due to the fact that I'm a little bit more fresh, or there's just less, muscular fatigue going into my sessions. I don't know the science behind it. This is one of my first times trying this machine, trying to get some sissies going. As you can see, it's not very great. My chin is kind of touching my chest. My neck probably hurts while I'm doing it. I'm trying to learn how to roll off of my feet. You'll see in the next few weeks, I actually add a box to keep my head straight as I go down. So I basically put my shoulders from there to the top of the pads, so my head's not hitting that seat. And I think I'm going to add blocks so I can actually get deeper ranges of motion. And you'll see that I keep my feet under my hips right here. You can see they're kind of out in front of me. But that's pretty much the video, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm already on in week 8, so stay tuned. I'm going to just drop them all today.